Social media influencer and NSAS protester Oduala or Rinu, popularly known as Rinu, has been honored by the United Nations. Ms. Rinu's picture covered the homepage of the world's Universal Global Organization, an intergovernmental organization that aims to maintain international peace and security, as well as develop friendly relations among nations. Reacting to the development, Rinu said it was heartwarming to see her face on the United Nations website during a time Nigerian youths are at their lowest, struggling to make their voices heard. The Lagos State University student had participated in the NSAS protest against police brutality in Nigeria and was selected as one of the representatives in the Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and the Lekki tollgate shooting that took place on the 20th of October 2020. Well, she later pulled out of that panel, saying it's obvious government is only out to use youth representatives for performative action. Rinu joins us live on TVC News at 10. Well, let me begin by congratulating you on being UN's face for peace, dignity, and equality on a healthy planet.
Thank you, TVC News.
All right, so let's talk about peace for a bit. The NSAS protest began quite peacefully until it was hijacked. What do you recommend going forward for a generation that wants to speak out against inequality and injustice? How do we ensure that the flagrant destruction of public assets does not continue to characterize movements like this?
Well, my recommendation would be the youths have a lot to do. I mean, looking back at the NSAS and the aftermath, I would say we really have a lot of work to do because are largely uneducated counterparts out there in the streets who have bad governance. Most of them have not been to school. They don't understand the concept of peaceful protest. They do not understand the concept of organization together to achieve something peacefully. You know, they've been brought up, their environment only taught them violence only. So we have a lot of work to do. And in ensuring that acts do not take place during peaceful protests, I dare say that is not for the side. I mean, the hoodlums and the people who, the thugs who hijacked the protest were not the peaceful protesters. They were clearly state-sponsored thugs and agents, and for the world to see. I mean, you see thugs and, agents come in jeeps, come in BRT. We had info all about that. These were clearly government-sponsored agents. So us to now say we want to prevent that kind of thing. I mean, it should be the government that they know that they actually to actually prevent, and it falls on them. I mean, it's in the constitution that any group protest and the police are mandated to protect these people. But looking at the NSAS protest, see any police protecting any peaceful protesters. Let's turn the ants of time. Just imagine that the police were actually protecting these protesters at the grounds. Imagine how largely the aftermath have changed. There would not have been any of this destructive acts, any of this burning down, whether by political agents or government-sponsored talks. But so we should want the government. I think that warning should go to the government that when the youth decide to stand up together in unity to speak up against something, it is not to them to a spate of oppression and intimidation as they've always been used to. I mean, Nigeria has never risen from that state of, the government trying to shut down its people or further subject them into oppression.
Indeed, Rinu. So you opted out of the Lagos Panel of Inquiry for obvious reasons. There are others who also share in your opinion that it was too early for LCC to take over the Lekki tollgate. But let's talk about the representation you provided for young people. How do they continue to have that constructive conversation and consultation with government in this regard?
Well, like I said, the youth still have a lot of work to do. But if we also look at it, we have a lot of youth out there that are ready to sit down at the table. It just takes the government. However, Nigeria is immersed in nepotism and just go into details. So it's actually a state of who knows who or man. We have lots of vibrant youth out there. It's not. I told people when I was at the panel that literally I don't think that I'm the brightest youth out there playing my intelligence, but they are bright youths. Nigerian youths are wonderful. Just look at the organization of the protest. Look at the females, look at the males, look at everybody coming together to achieve. So lines that have always divided us, the tribal, the religious lines, they were all eradicated. A lot of wonderful youth out there who will only be willing to take seats at the table, and honestly, but that's if our government listens. We have lots of old people that they do not think that the youth deserve any seat at any table until they are the ones that or it's some kind of godfather in one place. Let's leave that aside. So coming back to representation, I would not go into details. All I would just say is that lots of wonderful people out there who do better, far better than Rinu.
It's all right, Rinu. That's how much time can permit. UN Face for Peace, Dignity and Equality on a Healthy Planet. Rinu Oduala, thank you for talking to us tonight.